Hey, welcome to the Empower Half Hour. Why the crazy animal opening segment? Well, that's because last week I missed being able to talk to Darren about his wonderful adventures with the camel that he got to meet. So we're making up for that at this point. That also because today I had to talk to my students about the musical Cats. Ugh. There we go.
Well, that explains that rather, I'll just say, peculiar introduction that we had there. So, but it's all good. I'm glad you're here. And there's the man right there.
Coming up soon when we get we're going to have our own custom. We've got somebody working on our official. I don't know what we're going to call it. It's not really a jingle, an opening segment, a theme song. There we go.
It's a jangle.
Yeah, there we go. It'll be good stuff. Frank, how are you?
Live in Southern New Jersey. I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Life is good.
Doing wonderful. So good to see you, my friend. So good to see you.
All right, Darren.
Darren, what's coming up tonight? Who do we have? Something from the
man.
Let's go.
Oh, we are bringing the heat from California today. We have the incomparable Santiago Meza joining us. Let's bring him in and let's just light this fire right now. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, gentlemen? How you guys doing?
So good.
We are well. How are things out there?
Things are great in California, man. Can't go wrong with Cali. You know what I mean? It's California, so you have the ocean on one side and you have the mountains on the other side. So you just travel a little ways and you can be in the snow in one time and then you can be at the ocean at the other. So can't go wrong with California.
That's right. That's hard to argue with. I mean, I'm looking out the window and I still see snow here on the ground in Colorado, and I'd be okay with kicking it in California right now.
Hey, you guys are always welcome to come on over.
Yeah, right on.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. So go ahead, Bradley. Yeah, no, go ahead, man.
I was going to let you just lead it off. I was just saying that we're glad to have you here, but what we want to start with is since we do have viewers from all different areas of the country and even Canada, let's start us off by telling us a little bit about the state of things in your school district, where you at with instruction, virtual versus in person, and just give us a little bit of scope about that so we have something to compare to.
Okay, so currently in California, our school district, we're part of the Kern County district area. We are right now all remote. Back in November, December sometime, we did have a couple, I would say, pods of our special needs students come back for a little while. And then we had a after-school math academy for a little bit. But then we fell back into the purple. So for California, purple is the highest you can be in. And so we ended up going purple for a while, and we stayed at remote learning until right now. So next couple of months, our board will decide how we go back, what kind of model we go back to our schools and stuff. So, but that's where we're at. So our amazing teachers are working wonders and staying long hours and doing some amazing things that they sometimes don't know that they can do. And when they share it, I'm like, that's amazing. Like that, starting from where you were at and what you're doing now, whether you feel it's growth and it's taking care of our kids. And you guys are learning some skills that I would have never been able to do, kind of thing. So when you say I've not done enough, they've done a lot. So truly appreciate all of our staff, our front office, our custodians. Everybody that's in the school that makes it operational is making the best of the situation. So
wonderful, good, great.
Thank you. And you know what? I think that's a lot of times people aren't in the school, but things are still happening in the school, like the custodians and the people that are behind the scenes that you never see, but are just as important as everyone else connected to the school community.
Yeah, absolutely. And a school is, it's a culture. Everybody, it's kind of like a gear. So everybody has a moving part to play in a school, and we take care of each other. And without that moving part, the rest of the school doesn't function. So everyone is important in a school system, because without that gear without that little pod that we have in our schools, nothing else functions. It does well, but it doesn't operate efficiently. So
great point.
So let's just build just a little bit more on that. Frank talked about, just kind of that whole school family, the whole school unit. Talk about some things that you do, whether in a quote normal year or even right now. What are some things you're doing to just really build that culture and keep that culture strong? Because I know that's something that you're really strong at.
So what I try to do is I try to make sure that I reach out to people all the time, whether it's through a text, through an email, just let them know that I'm thinking about them because, and that's with teachers and that's with staff. And it's just even with staff on campus, like you walk by them and ask them how they're doing. And anything less than okay, you want to make sure you pry and say, okay, what can I do to make it more than okay? Kind of thing. And I always tell my staff, which is funny, last year I had one of my CSOs tell me, my campus safety officer, tell me that you're the first person that's ever called me by my name and has asked me how I'm doing like 10 times in the last 30 minutes. My thing is you don't walk by anybody without greeting them. If you see them once, you see them twice, you see them 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Every time you see them, you greet them. Like that's just my personality. And so that's something I've carried into distance learning as well too. Try to do as best I can. I'm not great, but do as best I can to reach out to teachers or staff, or if they're on campus, want to make sure that I appreciate what they do. And some people are like, well, you don't have to tell me that I'm doing my job. I'm like, yeah, you're doing a job, but I appreciate you doing that job because it helps me out in the things that I got to take care of, kind of thing. So, and I have some amazing staff members that are doing great things that are doing. I had one of my teachers start up a certificate of awesomeness that she's like, hey, can I start this? I'm like, well, why not? I mean, it's not going to break anything. It's actually going to enhance the culture that we have. So I'm like, yeah, let's roll with it. And you'd let me know what I need to help support you. And so every week now we have at least 2 people that we're recognizing for just doing great things. And that started by a teacher. I have my AP as well too, doing like goodie bags for PBIS for our kids and stuff like that. And so, we try to recognize as much as we can all the awesome things that every staff member is doing at school, because everybody does have something special to offer to the school system. So
I got to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
The logo on your hat, man. Tell me about it.
Logo on my hat. So this is my Fit Leaders family. About 2-3 years ago, Ryan Jackson, he's an amazing educational leader, and I got involved with his family just with the Fit Leaders community, and it feels like a family that I can talk to, that I can guide to. We push each other. We're passionate with each other. We support each other. So it's not just logo; it's a representation of a family bond that we have through Fit Leaders. So, and so we're a part of that with Ryan Jackson, just an amazing individual that I think without him on my health side, I wouldn't be doing as good as I am with trying to make sure that I keep balanced in my, health and my fitness approach, kind of thing. So.
Wonderful.
And then, I mean, not only is that wonderful, but I think that's the core of even a lot of us were doing it before that, and that maybe not with the Fit Leaders, but over the past year, and it's been a year now, how integral and important that is to just functioning as we move forward. And it's a family. And as you say, and we create that, and it moves out and it moves out and it moves out. And it just helps not only you, but everybody you come in contact with. And that's the one thing that I see when I see you on social media. I'm like, I don't even know this dude, but I want to be a part of him.
Yeah.
And so, it just makes sense.
Yeah. So what I call that my dream circles. And so I have my educational dies, family, and then I have my Zero Apology Zone family. So within those 3 families, they intersect in the very middle. So you have that Venn diagram where you have these 3 circles, your dream circles. Now they intersect. And what you have now is you have this family that is supported on all ends. So you ever need anything, we text each other, we email each other, we call each other. So it's this big, huge family that's now built on circles. and intersected as a family kind of thing. So, I'm just blessed to be here with you guys, especially. This is the first time really meeting face to face, but now you guys are part of that circle. You're part of that family that I can now turn to. And if I have a question, you guys have anything, like, those are family bonds that you build forever kind of thing. So
that brings me to you can address, which is that of time. We hear a lot of teachers, leaders, that time is a big issue. So when you get those questions from people, they say, how do you have the time to do what you do? How do you respond to that?
I don't have the time, but you do make the time, because people are important. I always tell people that I will drop all paperwork for you. If there's something that you need from me, a human life is more important than any paperwork, any deadline that I will have to do for paperwork. Paperwork, I can submit it tomorrow. A life that I don't get to address or get to talk to or get to help, might not have a second chance tomorrow, but paperwork will always be there.
You know what? Perfect example. I always found out that nobody is going to sneak into your office and do your work at night. So that's going to be there. So because that is going to be there, then you need to take care of what you can in a human type of a way. And that's exactly what I get from you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would like to do more paperwork when I can, but you do what you can. But if I have individuals or anyone that comes to my office and says, I need to talk to you, or this is what I'm running into, or I have a family or a parent that needs me, or a kid that needs me, paperwork goes out the door until I can get back to them. The human factor is going to be the most important thing that you will ever do in life, because humans are a one-time shot. Like, you don't get them back. And paperwork, you can erase, you can correct, you can do all those things. But a human life, human factor, you can't. There's many times you can't have redos for that.
So I was having this conversation earlier this week. I'm like many of us, I'm part of multiple Voxer groups, but in one particular Voxer group, we were having a conversation about listening, and what you're really getting at is listening. So, obviously the paperwork thing, that's one thing. We can set paperwork aside, but a lot of leaders will struggle with this thing, letting this be something that gets in the way of listening, or, the computer. Or what are some strategies you use or that you would suggest to other leaders that are watching the show to make sure that they are listening to hear and not just listening to respond or multitasking?
So what I would say is close your Chromebook if you need to. Turn off your screen if you need to. Reflect when you're listening, you reflect back, this is what I think I'm hearing from you, kind of thing, because you want to make sure that when someone's talking to you and you're listening, you want to reflect back, this is what I think you're telling me, to make sure that when you're having that conversation, you understand where they're coming from, and they might not need a solution, but they know that you're listening to them enough that you're asking the same question that they're trying to tell you, kind of thing. So those are probably the two of the best ones. As far as like cell phone as well too, I set mine to the side. I don't even pick it up unless it's an emergency from my wife. If my wife's calling, all bets are out the window. Other than that, I try to schedule time. So like usually, like this past 2 weeks, just with time and stuff like that, I've actually limited my social media stuff. So I usually do everything when I get up in the morning after I work out, and I'm done at like 7:00, and I don't touch my social media until I get off of work. So I browse it, I look at it, but I don't respond to anything until I get off of work. So
take us through a workout.
Awesome.
Take us through one of these preschool workouts.
Which one do you want to go at?
I'm not run it by me. See,
What'd you do today? What was today?
So today's workout that I did was, we have a Fit Leaders challenge every month, and so Mondays was a mile run. I was behind one day, so I did my 50 squats this morning with our Fit Leaders, so I get to put that on the board as well too. So a lot of our Fit Leaders, Ryan Jackson does have some stuff that he works on us with like techniques and stuff like that, and we have a lot of Fit Leaders in our programs that are training to do things, and our trainers as well too. I will say, as far as that too, we have Nick Mann from Teacher Fit that also promotes stuff, and a lot of our fit leaders go to him as well too and have stuff. So today for me was the 50 squats to do, and so I'm super sore, and I completed mine. So I'm 1 day behind. So tomorrow morning I'm going to get up early and make sure I get my 2 a day tomorrow. So for me, my workouts are usually early in the morning. I'm up by 4 o'clock. Every morning. I do my devotional time, which is about 30 minutes every day in the dark, just with a book. And then I hit the weights or the cardio for 30 minutes, take my dog for a mile run or walk, and then come back, take a shower, and get ready for work, man.
So when you say
That's
50
awesome.
squats, is that with weight or without weight?
For me, it's with weights. So right now I'm at 50 pounds doing sumo squats. I did today. So
Love it.
That's good stuff. Yeah. That motivates me to get up just a little bit earlier to extend my workout time tomorrow morning. Just,
all right, man. So
but you know, you mentioned the stuff that Nick Mann has done with Teacher Fit, and it is just, man, anybody who doesn't know about Teacher Fit, you definitely got to check that out. What Nick's got going is just, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So having the fit leaders and Teacher Fit like that right there, you know, that's
Yeah.
those are the dream circles again. Now you have this family that intersects and you take care of each other, kind of thing. So yeah, so it's amazing having so many gifted and talented and just awesome people around that help out all the time. So
sorry that I dropped out as we were talking about time, because I forgot to take the time to charge my computer.
oh.
It's like
we're glad you're back, man.
Yeah, that
yeah,
will
thanks for
do it.
stopping by,
Yeah.
Bradley. So
Yeah,
you were too busy to stop and get gas.
Yeah.
Never
That's good.
tell yourself I'll get gas in the morning. Because
Yeah. Don't, yeah.
like we
always,
said earlier, the show's unscripted, and that's just the way that it rolls. But yeah. So I find this interesting, and I guess I don't even know where my own question is going to go with this. But you talk about kind of setting that social media aside, you know, from the time you get to work until the time you get done. But you're still super engaged and you're still super connected. What are like some of your favorite things, or those things that when you do pick up your social media, where are you going to go first?
So my social media is probably I start at the top. So I start from the top and then go backwards, because there's things that I missed at the very beginning that I need to take care of. So I want to make sure that if I'm in a tweet anywhere, I'm tagged anywhere, I want to make sure I respond. And not just hit a like, because a like doesn't mean anything to anybody. Just like, oh, I saw it, I went through. So if you have a post, like you've posted 10 times and I hit like all through the 10 times, I just told you I liked them. I don't have content to offer you. And so I want to make sure that, and I learned this from Mr. Che Cheney, if you were out there, from Education Never Dies. One thing he did tell me when I started this venture, he said, when you respond to people, don't just hit like. When you respond to people, make sure that you offer them content to take away. And so that's something he's always in the back of my head, which is, a great mentor to me, that when I respond in content, not just the like kind of thing. So I go back through at night when I grab my social media, I'll go back through. And if I was in 50 tweets, I'll tweet every 50 of them that I need to, kind of thing. So just so they know that I'm there for help, support, and to serve any way I can, kind of thing. So
I like that. That's really good. There you go. Pro tip right there.
Which makes sense. It's one of those
Always
common
respond
sense
with
things that sometimes are right over our head.
There you go.
So, and again, it's the human factor. Like, you always want to give information to people or offer information to people just so they grow as well too, because they might have put a tweet out that they want help growth with, or want to give information for, and they're looking to see what you have to offer, because it's not about my perspective, it's about our perspective. What do we see together to move forward and stuff? So
that's good stuff. I like that. That is awesome.
So we had a question that I'm not sure if you guys are able to address yet. You're talking about Teacher Fit and things.
Okay, so it looks like Lisa is asking how do we get the monthly challenge. So Lisa will be sending that out to you. So if my fit leaders are out there, either they'll get to it or I'll get to it. I'll send it directly to your DM if you'd like, or I can just post it through our hashtag our fit leaders, and then you will get that monthly challenge. So Asiel also from our fit leaders, he puts our newsletter together, and so that goes out every month. And so it'll have a fitness challenge in there. Ryan Jackson offers some words of encouragement on there. And then we also, I'm in charge, or I get to, I'm not going to say in charge, I get to put the playlist together for our Fit Leaders family. And so we put that together both on Spotify and Apple Music. And then we usually have a fitness journey story for one of our family members that we post as well too. And then we grab some images of all our Fit Leaders that are out there, and we post them on that newsletter. So Asiel, if you're out there, man, thank you for putting that newsletter together. He's not just a great principal and leader in Rio Hondo, but he puts that newsletter together for all of us. So we truly appreciate that. So it looks like Johnny needs it as well too. So we're gonna put that challenge out there for everybody.
Awesome.
That's awesome. So you mentioned Asiel. I remember, and I'm sure it was one of your monthly challenges. But watching him, and I want to say it was in December, but I could be wrong. But it was the push-up challenge you guys were doing. Yep. Talk a little bit about that push-up challenge, because just watching him every day on social media, I was just like, wow, man, that's just intense.
Yeah. So last month we had, I think it was our push-ups and sit-ups and planks. And so every day it would build by increments. So by the end, I think we were supposed to do almost 100, 150, 200 of everything kind of thing. So so last month was a progression of that stuff. So every month we have something different that we do. But yeah, he's an animal when he does that stuff. He's truly inspiring. So
if you need some extra music, I know a DJ.
Hey, I'm all for it. And it's funny because they're like, well, how do you come up with your playlist? I'm like, well, and I hit random on my phone, and when I run, I'm not a great runner, but I get to run as much as I can. I just hit shuffle, and whatever pops on and fills my soul and makes me move, I'm like, hey, that belongs on the playlist. Hey, that belongs on the playlist. So a lot of times it's just whatever I'm feeling in the moment, because to me, music is emotional. And music takes me to a certain place and it jumps me in time. So I would say music is kind of like my therapy. I can afford a therapist, so music is my therapy. And it's just great to be able to share those playlists with others that are like, oh, I remember this song, or oh, I didn't know about this song. And so it creates now this other family of music lovers that connect as well too. So yeah, not an official DJ turntables, but I can put some playlists together.
I've never heard Frank and Bradley so quiet as they are tonight. I hit it with these two guys tonight. So before we jump to our final thoughts, because again, it's the fastest half hour of your week and it's already almost gone. But we were talking backstage before we came on, and you had said that there was kind of some movement, or at least your superintendent had said. I think Frank's having some internet issues. You said your superintendent had said, hey, find out a little bit, get some informal information and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What's like your hope for this remaining portion of the year? What's like the one thing you'd love to see happen and just be able to just dive back in with your staff? What's that one thing?
I would love to have all our kids back on campus. There's nothing more energetic, more loving, more passionate than seeing kids smile, laughter, engagement with teachers, and walking into the classrooms and just watching the bonds that they form is truly inspiring. That the human life that we get to support at schools truly is inspiring. I would like all our kids to come back, hands down, all our teachers to come back, and as long as we can do it safely. There's nothing more exciting, more thrilling than having an ecosystem of our kids and our staff members and our teachers all working together to to grow, because when it's a kids first culture, and we're all in education because of kids.
That's awesome. Frank, Bradley, you guys there? Is it just me? Am I having the internet issues? Is it me having the internet issues? Seriously.
I think I'm good. Am I good?
You know what?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Live TV.
Must be the time zones.
Because I don't think I'm having any. But what is, I saw somebody that posted his first day at school because it was the first day with contact. So his son was starting school, but this was actually his first day because he didn't know what first day of school was. So as we move forward, we have to think about that for the kids in college. My daughter has been not at college for the last 3 semesters, but she's into her second year. The kids that are just starting school, the seniors. How about the seniors that were juniors last year and missed the end of the year? It's time to bring it all and help them any way that we can. And sometimes it's just a smile, sometimes it's just a hello, but that human contact, I think we've all been missing.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, without question. All right. I think, guys, it's about time for some final thoughts. What do you say? And Bradley, spin the wheel. Who's up? Frank, final thought.
Here. I'll be looking forward to that DM for the fitness challenge.
Well,
as a matter of fact, I'm doing my 50 squats right down from where I am, where my weights are. You can't see them now. But it's, perspective is everything. And when we have that, what I heard Santiago say was building relationships are so important as we move forward to the end of the school year and beyond. So thank you for being with us today. And I'm all pumped up just thinking about my next challenge.
That's awesome, Frank. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And next up, Darren.
All right, here we go. My final thought. I think, Bradley asked this question before his computer died on us, but I think it gets back to time and as many amazing things as you brought to the table for us tonight, my friend. You just really brought to the surface for me, hey, you make time.
Mm-hmm.
There are those things that are going to be important to us, and you know what? We just find a way to make the time to do it. And I love how you put that energy in, how you've just set that time aside and said, hey, I'm going to make this happen because this is important to me. And then you make that time by setting everything else aside for all of your staff and for your kids, even if they're not in your building, you're still finding a way to make time for them. So I appreciate that 100 times over.
Appreciate you, Darren. Thanks, buddy.
Bam, Bradley Skinner.
I think his computer's dying.
Maybe.
Yeah, but look, he's you could see he's talking, he has the body language going, and he's just feeling it. He's an actor from the actor background.
He needs me to make a playlist for that.
I think GRHS may have cut off his or cut down his bandwidth to where he's running like at dial-up speed.
And he was just bragging about that new camera he got last week. About the HP and how to focus. Now he's going all robot on us.
I'm gonna have to send him my breakdancing playlist.
Yeah, no kidding. So right, Santiago, hit us with your final thought, man.
So for my final thought is
so continuing on with this. That is.
I love you guys, man. You guys are awesome. So my final thoughts for you guys is the human factor is the most important thing in this world that you'll ever need and you'll ever accomplish. And like Frank and Darren, you guys were saying, relationships are the foundation to human life. We don't live on an island. We don't live alone. We have to interact with people. And so building those relationships is truly the foundation and the roots to help serve and support each other. And if you do something wrong, make it right. I've had to do that a couple of times, especially this past week or so, where I made the wrong choices. I said the wrong thing. And if you do those things, you just make it right. You own up to it and say, I'm sorry, I apologize. What can I do to make it right? Because all humans deserve that. And so just stay rooted in strength. That's all I ask.
Love it, man. That's awesome. It's absolutely right. Spot on. And by the way, if for those of you keeping score at home, 45 episodes, 45 times we've talked about relationships. So the streak continues.
There we go.
All right. Yeah. Right on. So I keep hearing Bradley kind of make a little bit of sound in there. Hopefully we can get a final thought out of Bradley. If not, man, thank you so much, Santiago, for joining us on the show. This was awesome. Super awesome to finally get a chance to meet you. Love connecting with you on social media, but this is great, man. Yeah, no, I truly appreciate you guys, each and every one of you, everything you guys are doing. I see you guys on social media, but it's nice to put a face with the conversation and a back and forth, because that's how relationships work. You have conversations with people. Absolutely. Right on. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us for the Empower Half Hour this week, episode 45. Get out there. Have a road awesome week.
Peace and love always win.
Always.